All right, guys, welcome to this special workshop. This is what we're calling the perfect storm, and you're going to find out why we call it that in just a moment. And this whole workshop is themed around that one thing, okay? Now, if you've been on a workshop with us in the past, this one here is different. We will be recapping some of the 100K Factory parts of the business model, parts of the program, showing you how you can participate, but we've also got a lot of other things that we're going to be sharing with you here today, okay? Now, we'll be giving away $5,000 cash to one lucky winner later on in the call. So don't go anywhere because we're going to be selecting that person at random, okay? It's not going to be like we're going to be asking a question or anything like that. We're just going to be having a look at all the names on the list. We're going to be using a random number generator, and we're going to be finding the person that matches that number, okay? So everyone here's got the same chance to win $5,000 cash, okay? So what you're going to see today is exactly why the business model that we're leveraging is the perfect storm of online business models. We're going to make a pretty decent case for that, I think. You're going to hear 5 incredible success stories, how a carpenter from Scotland generated 180 grand in 6 months after trying and struggling for 3 years. Former attorney making $5,000 a day, he's just quit his day job. Lots of other stories as well. I won't get into the details right now because we will be getting into those just a moment. You're going to get a complete recap of the 3-step system, so the 3 steps that take you from $0 to $1,000 per day. That process, we're going to give you a recap, and we're going to cover what's included in the 100K Factory program. I asked this question a few moments ago, but if you're already in the 100K Factory Revolution program, just type a 1 in the chat box. And if you're not in yet, but you're thinking about it, type a 2 in the chat box. And everyone is welcome here. We're going to be taking as many questions as we possibly can. So, okay, quite a few 1s and quite a few 2s as well. Okay, so welcome, guys. I'm glad you could join us. The perfect storm gets results every single time, okay? And the reason it gets results is, well, because it's the perfect storm. You're going to see how this plays into our hands quite nicely as we progress here. Literally hundreds of past 100K Factory members have built incredible businesses. They're not all doing $1,000 a day, but lots of them are doing $1,000 a day. Many of them are doing hundreds of dollars per day, and some of them are doing tens of thousands of dollars per day. And the people that have built these businesses come from all walks of life, all corners of the globe. I mean, you've probably been hearing a little bit about this business model and this program from us over the past few days. So you may already know that it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter what language you speak, so on and so forth. Anyone can make this work. Antonio, this is 100% live. It's not a replay. A few people were asking, is this a replay? This is 100% live. We're coming to you live here. So the first thing that we want to do today, just to spice this up a little bit and give you some more real-life stories, is share some case studies. So the first 5 or 10 minutes here, we're going to be diving into a few different case studies. And if you're inspired at any moment while we're talking about these, just type inspired into the chat box, okay? That feedback helps us. So Thorsten is from Germany, okay? Let's talk about his background. He has a wife and a child. He's a real estate broker. He works full-time, so he's still working full-time, okay? He joined our 100K Factory program in April 2016, and this is what he says. Before starting with the 100K Factory program, I had no prior experience of internet marketing. In fact, 1 year ago, if someone asked me what e-commerce was, all I could associate it with was Amazon and a few other sites, so I was literally starting from scratch. How many people here are starting from scratch? Type a number 4 if you're starting from scratch, or if you're not starting from scratch, but you want to hit the reset button, then type a number 4 as well. I'll tell you one little thing that I've learned over the years is that sometimes it's easier to start from scratch than if you've already got some preconceived knowledge. Because if you've got some preconceived ideas, then oftentimes you start mixing them with a new system, and it actually hampers your results. It actually hinders your results. So starting from scratch is a big benefit in many cases. Here are some of Thorsten's results. This shows you from May 2016 to December 2016. His website was set up in WordPress, and look at that line, how that's growing there. Are you inspired? Remember, type inspired if you've got any of those moments when you're like, oh my God. Okay, $248,618 in that date range, and look how he scaled his business month after month after month after month. It's pretty amazing, right? This is a guy that had no prior experience. So in April, he was at zero and he knew nothing. A couple of months later, he was already earning thousands of dollars per day. Okay, so they are some of his results, and he gave us some of his key success factors. Now, we asked him, and the way we got this information was we gave these people interviews. So we said to him, what were your key success factors, Thorsten? And he said one of them was products. So products are king, hands down. You've got to find a good product. He also said that pictures, make sure you have good quality pictures on your store. So make it look the part. And I know from my own personal experience that if I'm shopping for something online, I want to shop on a website that looks professional, right? I want to have confidence when I'm making my purchase. It's not rocket science, but a lot of people neglect it.
Oh, hello? Oh, I'm having a problem with my headset.
Someone is talking there, Brent. If you could just, Brent, you are 100% live there, so if you could just mute yourself or something, that would be good. And I think he got the message. Okay, so we just heard a little bit from Brent, and apparently he was having an issue with his headset. So thanks for that, Brent. Ad copy. Ad copy is the third. It's okay, Brent. He's saying so sorry. He's apologizing in the background there. No problem at all. So ad copy is the third key success factor, okay? And this is, again, Thorsten's tips. He said, writing good product descriptions and ad copy is the second most important part when you have to master at some point as it makes or breaks a site. I'm just trying to decipher that. So, yeah, he's basically saying that it's absolutely key to have good product descriptions and good ad copy when you are, starting to optimize your website. And then his top tips for getting results are these 5 things. Follow the process exactly. Don't stray from the path. Be a soldier, not a general. Learn from the top. Okay, so be willing just to fall in line and follow the process. Have the right mindset, as you will fail at some point. Okay, it's inevitable that not every single thing you touch is going to turn to gold. Sometimes you might test a product and you might not get any sales at all, but that's absolutely fine. And take the business seriously if you want some serious success. A couple of people are saying, what is ad copy? What we mean by that is just the writing on your website and the writing on your ads. So it's the description that you put next to your products or the text that you've got on your ad. That's what we mean by ad copy. So that's Thorsten and some of his key success factors and top tips. The next one is Nathan, and here you can see Nathan with his wife. And this is some of Nathan's background. He's from Alabama, and for the past few years he's been working as an attorney in New York. And in fact, just last week, Steve, I don't know if you actually know this, but Nathan actually quit his job as an attorney. He's doing this full time now.
Oh, I didn't even realize you quit.
Yeah. And he's built 3 stores using the 100K Factory system, and every single one of them is successful. You can see this is a post he put in the Facebook page, and he says, I can't wait to get started with the 100K Factory revolution. The 100K Factory program has been amazing, and he shared one of his results there from one of his websites, $58,571 in February. And lots of people are typing in inspired. So thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Rose, Martin, Craig, Chris, Bell. We did mention this on some of the other training calls, but we tend to operate at between a 40 to 50% profit margin on these stores. Okay, so if he's doing, let's say that's $60,000, then he's probably doing about $25,000 to $30,000 profit just on that one store. So he did send in some screenshots of his different results. So this one on the left here is his first store. This is store number 1. And in February, he did $13,500 in that store. I'm just going to go to the next slide to show you store number 2. This is store number 2. In February, he did 8,700 in store number 2. This one's on WordPress. Okay, so he's using a mixture of WordPress and Shopify. Store number 3 is this one here, and I put the wrong image there. I'm so sorry about that. But in store number 3, he did $51,439 in February, and I think, in fact, it must be combined into this one here. But anyway, in store number 3, he did $51,000 in February. I just got my image there wrong, guys, but he's absolutely crushing it. So we said to him, Nathan, what's a day in the life of Nathan like? And he says, I wake up, and this was, he sent us this information a couple of weeks ago, so it's changed a little bit. But his day was, and remember, he was working about 9 or 10 hours a day when he was an attorney. He would say, I'd wake up, I'd check my Facebook ads, I'd check my stores, make sure everything's okay, and then I'd go to work. I'd come home after work in the afternoon, and I'd fulfill any orders that came in during the day. I would respond to any emails that I got from my customers, and then during the evening, I'd do some more product testing and develop my 2 newer stores. So that's like a day in the life of Nathan. So this number 4, he would disappear for about 8, 9, 10 hours in a day. But that's how he built his business. Pretty amazing, right? Given that, he built 3 websites, all of them successful, and he did it while holding down a full-time job. Nathan's top tips for you here, and just bear with me while I'm going to have a little drink. There we go. Nothing like a shot of coffee to get my adrenaline pumping again. So Nathan's top tips: go international. Don't limit yourself to the United States. That's something, a big misconception that some people have. They think that we just target the United States market. And the next case study I'm going to show you, the person doesn't even sell in the United States. So go international. Don't spend too long on product testing. Get your images right. So just like Thorsten, he's saying images are important. Put an 800 number on your store. So this is like a toll-free number or a phone number people can call you on, and just set up a voicemail. That voicemail can be forwarded to your email. You don't even have to listen to it if you don't want to. But what it will do is it gives people more confidence in your website. Offer fast shipping for impatient customers. So you can offer different types of shipping, different shipping options, and you can offer a fast one as well as a slow one and whatever else. And focus on ad engagement. So Nathan said that it's quite important to get people engaging with your ads, okay? Little typo there, but get people engaging with your ads. That means comments, shares, and likes, okay? So who had a brainwave when hearing Nathan's story? Type of number 1 if you got a couple of good ideas from Nathan's story, right? And the third case study that we've got for you today is Martin from Scotland, and this is the guy that you may have seen on our video, and we had to put subtitles on him because no one could understand him. And after he's had a couple of drinks, he becomes even harder to understand. So anyway, we were with Martin in Las Vegas a few weeks ago. He came to our Brain Trust meeting. He's doing very, very well from his business. Here you can see him with his newborn son. So his son must be about 2 weeks old now, and that's his daughter there as well. So he's a family man. He was a former carpenter, a builder, married with 2 children, lives in Scotland, and he failed for 3 years online before becoming part of the 100K Factory program in April last year. He now works full-time on his 100K Factory business. And his business is 100% based in the UK. He's not selling at all in the United States. Okay, not selling at all in the United States. All of his sales come from the UK. You can see, he's selling a very minor amount in the United States, I should say. You can see on the screen there, he did, I don't know what the period was, but he did £115,000, which must be about, I've got to think it's about $130,000. Of which only 3,000 was in the USA, and the rest was in the UK and Ireland. Okay, and we've got 200 there in Canada. Guys, this is a good example of someone who is barely even selling in the United States. He's just doing all his sales pretty much in the UK. Who here is in the UK, by the way? Just type UK in the chat box if you live in the United Kingdom somewhere. Just curious. So this is a great example for you guys. I mean, this is a guy that's in Scotland. There's no reason why he couldn't sell in the USA. In fact, we told him when we saw him, look, man, you're doing $70,000 a month in the UK. You could be doing 5 times that in the USA. But anyway, so he's going to be expanding into the USA. Here you can see he said that his best month so far was October. He did $71,000 in sales, and that was 3,400 orders. And you can see the screen there, screenshot. And just yesterday, he actually published this in our Facebook group. He says, and this is literally just yesterday, best day since we started our 100K journey last June. £4,385, which is $5,400 in total revenue in 24 hours. $5,400 in 24 hours. The net profit there is $2,100. $2,100 profit in 24 hours. If ever a system works, it's 100K. We switched to Shopify a while back and never looked back. 100K Ultra and now Revolution is going to create so many breakthroughs. It's astounding. Very happy days for all of us who embraces the system 100%. So, Martin is just a great guy. He's doing this for his family, and he's getting amazing results. So a day in the life of Martin. Remember, he quit his day job, and now he's doing this full time. He gets out of bed around about 7:30, goes to the gym, takes his daughter off to school, helps his wife with the new baby, does a bit of product research, takes a break, more product research, picks his daughter up from school, helps with the homework, and then adds some products to his store at night. So that's a day in the life of Martin. Pretty cool, right? And he shared some tools and resources with us. He shared obviously the 100K Factory program, Shopify, Facebook for traffic, AliExpress for product suppliers, onlinejobs.ph. Has anyone here done outsourcing? Type a number 1 in the chat box if you've done outsourcing at some point in the past online. And if you have, it would be great at some point you might want to consider using onlinejobs.ph. Even if you haven't, onlinejobs.ph is a good website to use. Freelancer is another one. Upwork is another one. Freshdesk for customer service. So he doesn't just have an email on his website. He's actually got a support desk, okay? And it allows him to be more efficient and have other people running his support desk for him. And then he uses Camtasia to create little videos. He also sent us in this. So he says, having the freedom to work from home has also allowed me to renovate my house from top to bottom, all while working the 100K Factory model and bringing a new baby into the world, a little brother for my darling daughter. And there you can see him on the left. He's renovating his kitchen, and then he showed us the end result. And he also said he obviously bought himself a toy as well. He said, I also bought my dream car with the profits of my business, all of which would not have been possible without the 100K business. So, guys, there are a few case studies. Now, we wanted just to share these stories with you because they're real people, right? These are real people that just came in. All 3 of the people that we featured here, none of them were doing anything in April last year. None of them had any experience with this business model in April last year. They literally just got started. So, Steve, maybe now you can just talk through why we refer to this as the perfect storm and then just go through the 3-step process.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we get super passionate about this business model because the success rate is ridiculously high. And I think we can sort of point to that in 2 ways here, or at least, or sort of, find out the reason why in 2 big ways. The first is that if we look at sort of the ways to measure online businesses and, the metrics that you might look at to evaluate them, 100K Factory Revolution is this perfect storm of green checks here. You look at, is it beginner friendly? Does it not require any capital? Is it quick, time to see results? What's the overall earning potential? What's the success rate of people who are doing it? Is it stable and viable? Is it going to disappear overnight? How hard is it to get traffic? And if you look at all those things and you can sort of say, yep, got that sorted, got that sorted, got that sorted. If you can get them all green checks, then you've got this, what we call the unicorn or perfect storm of business models. And the only one that I've ever seen in my close to 15 years now of doing this is the 100K Factory Revolution model. If you look at affiliate marketing, it's not beginner friendly. It does not have a high success rate. It's not stable. It's hard to get traffic, right? If you look at Amazon, we love it, but you got capital is required, and that sucks. You've got it takes time to see results because you got to get stuff manufactured and shipped, and you're chasing things, or you're chasing your cash flow. If you look at info products, there's a lot to love about that model too, but it takes a long time to develop them. The success rate isn't that high, and mostly because it's hard to drive traffic. 100K Factory Revolution, it's beginner friendly. Yep, check. No capital required. Check. It's quick. Check. The earning potential is unbelievable. Check. Success rate is really high. Check. Stable and viable. Check. And the traffic is really easy to get, which we'll talk about in a second. What we end up with is this absolutely perfect business model. And to take that one step further, every single business model requires these three things. You got to have a product to sell. You got to have a website, a platform that converts, and you got to have, really reliable targeted traffic. And, and good business models probably nail 2 out of the 3, but there's that third piece, whether it's traffic or the platform or the product, where people fall down. They have obstacles, barriers get thrown in their way, and then they don't overcome them, and so they fail. And that's pretty typical. And those are good business models, right? If a good business model can nail 2 out of 3, and then you have to struggle with that third, because it's not an option to just say, well, I'll just get 2 out of 3. That never works. You can have a great product and a great website, but if you don't get any traffic, you're not going to make any revenue. So a good business model might nail 2 out of 3, and then that third thing gives you problems. An okay business model might nail 1 out of these 3, and the other 2 give you problems. And of course, a crappy business model won't nail any of them. But 100K Factory again delights us because it nails all 3 things. So let me be more specific about why that is. Let's talk about a product. In this model, we're talking about physical products. We love physical products. We sell millions and millions of dollars a year online with physical products. But the big weakness of the model, as we talked about when we looked at that perfect storm slide, is that you have to buy all the inventory up front. And so you're constantly chasing the cash flow. So if you look at the, these components again, where does it fall down? A potential area it could fall down is in component number 1, step number 1. Where an obstacle is thrown up in front of you, which is, I don't have the capital. Okay, well, what we're talking about with 100K Factory Revolution is a model where you do not need to buy any inventory up front at all, so no cash flow problems. The other, sort of roadblock that might get thrown up in front of people as they're trying to progress and nail all 3 of those things is, well, gee, do I have to invent a product? Like, do I have to go in a room and, be the next Steve Jobs and come up with the next iPad or something? And that's hard. We don't want to do that. Or maybe it's a private label product and we have to make some sort of massive, innovative improvement to the product to have some kind of unique value proposition to differentiate ourselves from the competition. Well, that's hard too. So we don't want to do that because those are, again, roadblocks, things that get in our way, obstacles that reduce the success rate. So this model calls for selling things that we already know are selling online, okay? There are all sorts of data points around, all sorts of signals, metrics that explain, where we can understand what's being sold and we know what the margins are. We know the hungry audience. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We don't have to invent anything. We don't have to make major improvements. It's all right there for us. Just pick and say we're going to sell something. So, I think it's pretty clear that we can sell things that are already being sold. You probably already know that there's a lot of, data out there and stuff. But this whole thing about how do we do it without needing to hold inventory or buy the inventory up front, just hold on to that. I think by the end, as we get through talking and going through this business model, you'll understand, okay? And if you don't, just ask a question. Okay, so we talked about product and the obstacles that are people's way and how this model gets around that. So let's talk about the platform. There's usually 3 different areas of obstacles that come up for people in other business models. The first would be technical. People don't know what a web server is, or HTML, or that kind of thing, FTP. The second is design. Well, geez, I don't know box should go there, I don't know what color it should be. I mean, I can't even draw a straight line. I have zero artistic ability, so I totally get that. And that can paralyze people, right? The third one is content. There are some business models that require massive amounts of content on a website. You're talking about thousands and thousands of words of unique content that engages audiences and that teaches them things and keeps them on the site. That can be overwhelming, right? To try and build, even if you're really, it can be really, really overwhelming. So how do we not do that with this business model? Well, the technical aspects, we've got just this push-button software. You push a button, so it's basically a framework, a skeleton. It's ready for you to add products to. But it also has all of the design elements, so it already has the colors and the boxes are where they should be, and just drag and drop the products on there. And it's easy. We get rid of the technical hurdles and we get rid of the design hurdles. And then the content hurdles are really straightforward because these sites, think about Amazon.com. It's arguably the ugliest site ever built, and yet it's arguably the most commercially successful website ever built. Why? You have to have a lot of content. That's not why people go to Amazon.com. They go there to just buy something. People in this kind of a sales funnel, they want to see an ad. They see an ad that they're interested in. We already know that they're the demographic that are interested in this kind of product. They see it quickly while they're watching their cat video on Facebook. They click on it. They want to just get in and get out. It's like a guy going grocery shopping. So, if you look at the typical websites, and this is an example of the website, the same website that every single one of those people that you heard about from Aiden is using. Okay? It's not like they're using some secret different one. They all look like this. Okay? You got basically a homepage image, which is like a stock photo. Then you've got an image for each product. You've got a whopping 26 words of copywriting, a few prices. That's it. And you go to the product detail page, and maybe you have another image, a better image, a magnified image. Maybe you've got a 7-word headline. You've got all specifications are essentially just copy and paste from the manufacturer. It's cake, right? So the bottom line is that all those people that you heard about and others that you've heard about on different webinars, all those successful students who are making all of this revenue, do it all from these websites. And all of their websites that make all this money can be put together in 20 minutes. So if that doesn't get rid of any obstacles that are typically there in a component for other business models, I don't know what could. Okay? So we don't have any problems there. So let's talk traffic. Traffic is usually the main culprit, the worst thing, the real problem area of when you're looking at business models and why they fail. In fact, I'm curious, how many people, just to get an idea, how many people have tried to implement a business model, building an online business, and they've really nailed it, they felt like they really did a good job, but they failed due to traffic? Just type traffic into the chat box for me if that was you. Yep. Yeah, not surprised, right? Not surprised at all. It's the usual suspects, of where things fall down because it's the hardest thing to nail. But once again, this business model has us covered. And the reason is because the traffic source that works so well for this business model is the absolute best traffic source for online commerce that has ever existed. I'm not overstating, okay? And it has been like this for years. It's not like this is something that's happened overnight. It's been like this for years. It's been getting better and better. It's not going to change, and it's not some kind of loophole. And we have the advertisers and Facebook are all on the same page. They all want the same thing, which is completely different than the world we had with Google. And if I have a chance, I'll talk a little bit about that. So there's two things I want you to take away from this slide right here, and we need to talk about why it's so great, right? And the reason is that we can get the holy grail of traffic. We can get a lot of traffic we can get it cheap, and we can get it highly converting, meaning that the traffic turns into sales. So take a look at this middle area here with the boxes and the arrows, right? What does that all represent? It's a snapshot in time that shows statistics. So on the top there, we spent $135.49. We gave that money to Facebook. For that money, Facebook sent us traffic. They sent traffic to our website. So real people came to our website as a result of giving Facebook that money, and then they bought stuff. And they bought stuff to the tune of $1,018.76. That's sort of roughly equivalent to Facebook giving us about $7 or $8 back for every dollar we give them. Think about that for a second. That is really, really good math, right? You got a guy in the corner who says he's got a deal for you, and he says, hey, listen, every dollar you give me, I'm going to give you $7 or $8 back. How many dollars you want to give that guy? Every single dollar you have, okay? Every dollar. Because you're getting such an incredible return on investment. Look at the middle, $136.22. For that price, for that amount of money, Facebook sent us traffic. And that traffic were real people, visitors, that went to our site. And we, by the way, we get these people like immediately. There's no waiting around. And those people bought $693.17. That's like Facebook giving us $5 for every dollar. And then on the bottom, we've got $136.43. We paid for traffic. The visitors came to our website, and we got they bought $1,250.42 worth of stuff. That's about $9 for every dollar. You don't have to be a genius to know, or a Warren Buffett or Bill Gates to understand that is really, really good math. The secret to Facebook is that you can always find these chunks of traffic that will give you lots of dollars back for your dollar. Now, this speaks to the fact that you can get traffic cheap and you can get traffic that converts really well. That's kind of what we're talking about here. Now, I'll talk about the fact that you get a lot of it in a second. So how do you get these chunks? Well, that's kind of the story of the other boxes over there on the left. So what Facebook allows you to do is start out with an audience that you know will be interested in your product. And believe me, that is not hard. Aiden's actually going to give an example. It's common sense for the most part. There are tools that help you, but it is mostly common sense. If you're I'm not even going to get an example because Aiden will give you an example, but it's easy. So you start out with an audience, and then you go, you know what? I'm going to chunk up my audience. And you can chunk it up in a whole bunch of different ways. Here we just chunked it up by age. So here you'll see that we've got 3 different age brackets: 45 to 54, 55 to 64, 35 to 44. I wish I was still in that age group. And basically what you're able to do is quickly and easily chunk up your potential audience into these segments, and you can just figure out quickly which ones give you lots of dollars back for your dollar. Okay, and you can do it by age. You can do it by gender. In this example, you can do it by interests, or hell, you can even do it by overlapping interests, the intersection of interests. They have to like these things, the airlines, then they also have to like these travel guides. You can get really crazy, okay? But you don't need to, right? The one thing I don't want you to take from this is, oh, geez, it's so complicated. It's easy. You just follow a very straightforward process. You start with a bigger audience, which is very easy to find. Again, Aiden's going to show you an example. It's common sense. And then you use Facebook's tools that guide you through just chunking it up a little bit. And you can always easily find these chunks. Facebook will give you, lots of dollars back for your dollar. Guys, if you believe that, if you buy into that, if you say, yeah, I get it, Facebook will definitely give me that, lots of dollars back for my dollar, then it's pretty much impossible to not make money. Pretty much impossible. So that speaks to profitability, right? It speaks to I can get traffic deep and I can get it highly converting. That's kind of what we've been talking about, which is great. But we need more than that, okay? Because we need a lot of traffic. If you're going to do the kinds of volumes that you've seen, the kind of revenue, the kind of profit that you see these folks that Aiden was talking about, you need a lot of traffic. Well, that's where Facebook can help. right? They want us to be successful. They want us to give them all of our dollars because that's the only way that they continue to make more and more and more money. And they have to do that. They're a public company. They have to keep making more and more money. And Zuckerberg has to be able to buy his next small country. So Facebook wants to get all my dollars. And the only way that they know the only way I'm going to give them all of my dollars is if they give me like $8 back. They create an environment where I can get this incredible return on investment. That's the only reason I'm going to give them all of my dollars, is if it works for me. So they are incented. We are perfectly in line. They want us to succeed because they know then I will give them all my dollars. Okay? So how does it look? How does that work? Facebook help me. Well, you literally can say to them, hey, I found these chunks that give me lots of dollars back for my dollar, and they're great. And I'm cruising along, and maybe I'm making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year in profit, that kind of a run rate. But hey, I need more. I want more. I want to scale this. But you know what? I'm busy. I want to go to the beach. I want to hang out with my family. Could you just kind of take it from here for me? Could you just take over? What I'd like you to do, Facebook, is look, I have these people that buy from me. Figure out where all the other chunks are. Could you do that? I would really appreciate it. Figure out where all the other chunks are that'll give me $8 back for my dollar. Amazingly, Facebook actually says, sure, we got that. No worries. How do they do that? Well, first of all, they collect information because we allow them. So we put a Pixel tracking code on our website, and they now know everything that happens on our site. They know all the people, all the behaviors of the people that visit, what they looked at, what they put in the cart, what they bought, what they didn't buy, all that kind of stuff. So they know all that stuff. And then because they're Facebook, they know everything there is to know about those people, right? Facebook knows everything about us, more than you even know. And so all we do is go into Facebook and we click a button. And that button says, hey, Mr. Facebook, could you just, again, continue to create what's called a lookalike audience, which means keep looking for all of those chunks out there that give me $8 for every dollar. Because you already know what they look like. And you've got rocket scientists and artificial intelligence and robots and all sorts of crazy crap at Facebook Central to handle all that, because that's what you do. And what it allows you to do, it's absolutely amazing. It is incredibly effective. It turns a small audience of people, right, that we knew we could get cheap clicks or cheap traffic and highly converting, it turns that into an avalanche, a faucet, a never-ending faucet of traffic that has that same return on investment. That's what it really does. And Facebook does all the work for you. You can be on the beach. It's unbelievable. And they have lots of other things too, like retargeting. Okay, I'm sure you've been a victim of this on the internet, where ads seem to follow you around, and Facebook can implement it as well. And it is a huge 20% increase in your numbers immediately just by clicking a mouse and turning this on. All right, Joe maybe put something in his cart but didn't buy it, because we don't know exactly why, but he just didn't buy it. And so we can say to Facebook, hey, listen, next time you see Joe, just remind him that he didn't complete his transaction or he left the backpack in the cart. You can be that specific. It's 100% automated, but it's yet another way that Facebook scales for you. Ed, you didn't do any work here. There's tons more. There's lots. I mean, we could go on forever about all the different. I mean, we gave it the 80-20 rule. That's definitely 20% to give you 80% of the results. But you are sitting back and letting Facebook do the work for you guys. Okay. So I hope I made my case. We've got the product obstacles and barriers that typically exist. They are not here with this model. We've got the platform barriers and obstacles, not here. And of course, we have the traffic barriers that are often in business models that are just not here. Okay. And that's why when you look back at that chart, the perfect storm with all the green checks, these are the core reasons why we have all the green checks. And I've never seen success rates like this. So you don't have these typical problem areas, right? I don't have to convince you guys. I mean, retail e-commerce is just going through the roof. This is where you want to be. You're riding a trend. There's no end in sight. And I don't care if it does end, because it's already big enough. It doesn't matter. Facebook traffic, same way. Look at the slope of that graph right there. Okay, it's growing. The population of the earth is growing. Everybody wants to be on Facebook. Everybody with a credit card is on Facebook. all right? And this graph shows you where all that traffic comes from, because every single time a person is added, because we told Facebook to do it for us, they're saying, hey, I now know all this information about Mary Smith, who just joined Facebook. Is she good to send traffic to Steve's site? Is she a good person to send to Steve's site to make $8 for every dollar? And they know. They actually know. And then they also know, like when Mary turns 40, or now she's all of a sudden in her 40s. Now she's maybe in the demographic that is good for my site. They're constantly on the lookout for, as people change their demographic, to send them to my site to make $8 back for every dollar. They're doing the work for me. Okay? So this is the business model. This is the beauty of it. And our hero over here on the right is thrilled. He's so happy because the first thing he gets to do in this business model is he gets paid, which is awesome. Way better than having to spend money up front. Our website's up here in the upper left-hand corner. And, we talked about what that website looks like. We talked about what products are on there. We talked about where the traffic comes from, right? So let's real-world examples. Monday morning, 9 a.m., Joe Smith gets sent to us from Facebook because Facebook thinks he is certainly one of those people that should be going to my website to give me $8 back for every dollar. And sure enough, he wants to buy a red widget, so he puts it in the cart. He goes to the checkout page. We tell him it's going to be $15, and we're going to add $2.50 for shipping. He presses the buy button. Immediately, our hero gets $17.50. 9 o'clock Monday morning. 11 o'clock Monday morning, our hero decides it's time to process the orders for the day. All right. And he goes over to the manufacturer and says, hey, Joe Smith needs a red widget, please. Here's his information, his address. Send one to him, please. Give me the tracking number, and here's $10. I'm going to pocket the $7.50 as my profit. And the supplier, the manufacturer, sends it to Joe. And our hero got paid first, never bought anything up front, never even saw the merchandise, and it's 100% hands-off. That's our business model.
So I just want to go back to the original thing that we sort of said at the very beginning of this call here. We have been trying to explain to people that this is the perfect storm. Steve spent the last 20 or 30 minutes going through the system. Can you see why this system, and it lends itself so well to scaling a business? Just type a 1 in the chat box if you can see how this lends itself so well to scaling a business, and why people like the people that we showed you at the beginning of the call here have been able to grow this so quickly. I mean, $200,000 in the first 6 months or whatever it was that Thorsten did, £70,000 in 1 month that Martin did. Who was the other one? Nathan did $58,000 in February. Do you see how this really lends itself? Absolutely. I mean, the thing is that when you get all your ducks in a row like this, it's no longer a game of chance, and your results really do become inevitable because you literally control every part of the process, and it works really, really fast, and your earning potential is huge. So here's a new website that we registered on the 16th of February, just a couple of weeks ago. You can see the creation date, 16th of February. Look at that red arrow there. And already it's starting to make money, okay? So already it's starting to make money. You can see that the first few days it flatlined. It didn't make any money in the first few days, but that's because we were setting this website up. And then after that, the machine began, okay? 19th of February, this is day 4 of a brand new website, $60 approximately. The 5th day, approximately $90, okay? The 7th day, the 6th day, almost $200. The 7th day, over $200. A brand new website. This is what's at stake here. This is what you can do using the system. And by the way, we could have easily shown you per day, okay? But we just wanted to show you a very conservative screenshot showing you a new website, something that you can even imagine doing yourself, okay? This here is the website that we're talking about, 808gate.com. You see here that there's a whole bunch of different little gadgets, products, musical instruments, walkie-talkies, all kinds of little things. And these are the things that we're selling on this website. So if I just go back one slide, you'll see that hundreds of dollars per day are coming in. How are we making those hundreds of dollars per day? We're making it through selling these little products, just like these ones you see here, okay? So here's a real example of an ad for you. This ad here is selling a little pocket watch, okay? It's medically themed. So who do you think you might target here? Nurses, doctors, medical practitioners? Yeah, exactly. Those type of people that work in hospitals perhaps. You target those kind of people on Facebook. You set up a simple ad. Some people are going to click on it and they're going to come to your website. And some people are going to buy and then you're going to get the money into your Facebook account, okay? And it works. Now, here are a couple of other winning ads that we've ran in the past couple of months. This one on the right is a little bit weird. It's a innovative bike light, hangs down under a bike seat. And this one here on the left is a telescopic fishing rod. Now, the one on the left, the telescopic fishing rod, converts really, really well. And they both do, but there's a key thing on these ads and on any ads that we run. It's absolutely critical to get right every single time. And all three of the case studies that we presented at the beginning of the call, all three of those people mentioned this as being key. Can you remember what it was? Just type in the question box if you can remember what it was. There's something that will make or break your ads. High quality image, good photo, right? Because people on Facebook just kind of scan. Now, there's something else you can do to increase the click-through rate on your ads. Any idea what it is? It will increase click-through rate by 15%. Good copy certainly helps. That's right, Paul. Good copy certainly helps. But you know the thing that will do it, and it's much easier than good copy, it's putting 3 links, one below the other. 3 links, one below the other. It's the exact same link 3 times. I don't know what it is, but people see 3 links and they're like, oh my God, I got to click on that link. Okay? So there are a couple of little tips for you. There are a couple of example winning ads. Okay? Here you can see the first 10 days, $1,315 in the first 10 days on this brand new website. So pretty decent. Type a number 1 in the chat box if you'd take that, if you'd accept that for your first 10 days. Most people probably would, right? I mean, I would. That's good. I mean, however you slice it and dice it. Here you can see orders coming in every few hours. Some of the purchases are as low as $8, others are up to $48. And you can see we've got a 47% profit margin. So $625 in profit over the first 10 days. Not too bad. These are easy to scale. I'm going to show you some screenshots here. $40,500 in 2 months. That represents about $20,000 profit. This is a woman who's up in Canada, and she did 2,511 orders in 1 month, which represents $61,640, and probably about $25,000 profit because, again, 40 to 50% profit margin. You can see the money rolling into the bank account, hundreds or even thousands of dollars day after day after day. Here's another screenshot. Again, these are all student screenshots, student results, people who have come into our program. $67,000 in 1 month in January. Here's another one. This is a real estate agent who earns more from his website that he's set up using this system than he earns in his day job, okay? And you can see hourly throughout the day the money is coming in. You can see a lot of people are purchasing around about midnight. A lot of people are purchasing in the afternoon. Obviously, it depends on your time zone as well. There's no limit to this. $219,000 in 1 month. Most people would probably be pretty happy with that, okay? Even just 1% of that would make most people happy. 1% would still be $2,100 in 1 month. Anyway, this is the big opportunity online right now, and it's a huge opportunity because you can piggyback on this major trend, e-commerce, Facebook traffic, and use a system that's 100% proven to work. Now's the time to build a life-changing real business. You've got 2 paths available to you. One is to go it alone and that's absolutely doable. It's going to take a lot longer, though. I went it alone when I started out. My first 2 years online was just trial and error, learning how to do all this stuff, okay? Now, the problem with going it alone is it's always going to take much, much longer, okay? So you've got to take into account the value of your time there as well. Now, it took me 2 months to get to the point where I was able to quit my day job. Our students, like these people you're seeing on the screen here, have been able to get to run rates of $100,000 per year in a matter of weeks, 8 to 12 weeks. Ricardo, in his first 55 days using the system, he bought and he made $5,000. So a lot of the time people ask, well, how quickly can I start making money using the system? In just a matter of weeks, you can be making money. And the other exciting thing here is that he was earning, after 55 days, he had reached $405 per day, which is just about $150,000 per year. Pretty exciting stuff. We saw this screenshot in our Facebook group, and this was on day 78. 78 days after this person started using the training, he earned $1,467 in one single day. Nikos, 213 days, over $1 million. Amazing. Being able to follow in the footsteps of people who have already done what you want to do is one of the fastest paths to success. And, you know, the other beauty about this, and this is something that all of the 3 people that we showcased at the start of this call, all of those 3 people started this when they had a 9 to 5 day job, and they started it on the side as a side income. And all 3 of those people, well, actually 2 of those people have since quit their day job and focus on this. And one of them, Thorsten, he still does his day job because he enjoys his day job and he can still run this business with just, you know, a few hours per week, maybe 8 hours, 9 hours per week, he can run this business. So whatever you're doing right now, this is something you can run alongside it. Now, we've earned millions of dollars selling physical products online over the past few years, but it's helping amazing people to get life-changing results that really inspires us to keep pushing forward. So Eriko, $50,000 in profit in my first few months. Satish in India, $100,000 in his first 5 months. Brandon, I've made $1,300 per day in sales, profiting up to $600 per day. It's changed my life as far as financials go. The stories go on and on and on. I mean, we've literally had hundreds of people write into us and tell us that they're making good money, not always thousands per day, sometimes several hundred per day. Sometimes some of these people earn tens of thousands per day, okay? It can work for anyone, and we are 100% certain that it can work for you as well. We can show you how to go from $10 a day to $100 a day to $1,000 a day inside of 60 days. A few moments ago, I'll just pull it up again here. Ricardo did this in 55 days. 55 days. So what we're saying here is we can show you how to do this inside of 60 days. And we've done it over and over and over again. And we are absolutely certain that this can work for you because it doesn't matter what your background is. We've put together a complete package of cutting-edge training, you know, amazing tools, hand-holding support, and for the first time ever, we are actually doing most of the heavy lifting for you, okay? We're giving you everything that we can possibly give you to make this training and this package just as good as it can possibly be so that it can change your life starting today. And that's what the 100K Factory Revolution program is all about. It's about giving you freedom. Perhaps you want to quit your day job like Martin from Scotland did that. Nathan, the attorney from Alabama, he did that. Maybe it's about a secure retirement for you. You know, these people are earning, people that work this system are earning thousands and thousands and thousands, sometimes per day, but definitely per month. You know, would an extra $5,000 passive income month after month after month, would that help you in your retirement? Whatever you want to do, you can do it. And geographic freedom, that's a big one for me. This is a business that you can run from your laptop anywhere in the world. Okay, so you can literally move around, digital nomad, live wherever you want to live, and you can take your business and your earnings with you. The 100K Factory program is split into 3 phases. Phase 1 is to initiate. This is where we show you step by step how you go from zero to earning $274 per day. Okay, phase 2 is to automate, and then phase 3 is to replicate. So in phase 2, we scale things out. We focus on automating a lot of the tasks that we do so you can work less but keep earning more. And then in phase 3, we focus on expansion. So everything that Steve discussed is what we cover in the first 8 weeks. That's what we call phase 1. Now, our 100K training goes on for much more than just 8 weeks, but in the first 8 weeks, we've got a curriculum in place that shows you how to launch your website and make money. That's what we do in phase 1, okay? And you can see, we've got this down to a fine art at this point. I mean, it's a direct science for us. We can just do this over and over again. You're going to see the exact process that we follow. This is the 7-step system. So the first thing is to hand pick a product. We do this for you. Install your website. We do this for you. Identify your buyers. We do this for you. Initiate your traffic machine and optimize conversions. We've got a special tool, Vulcan. We can do this for you. And then we get into some more advanced things in 6 and 7. So we've got 8 core components. I'm going to walk through each of these right now. The first is the blueprint. This is the top secret recipe that shows you how to build an insanely lucrative business in under 60 days. Okay. The first phase is injecting cash flow, again going from zero to $274 per day. Then we focus on automation and then expansion. This is all of the know-how, all of the intelligence that we've built up over years of working this business. Not just us, but also learning from our students who are absolutely kicking butt with this as well. Okay. So the blueprint is the secret recipe. It's got a value of $2,997. Game changer number 2 is the command center. This has been rebuilt from the ground up. If you were part of our previous 100K Factory program, then you had a command center. But the one that we're talking about here is completely new, built from the ground up, retooled, with a whole bunch of new bells and whistles to make running your business even easier. Okay, we've poured over $200,000 into development of this, and it's got a value of $2,997. This is your online control panel where you can control your entire business. I mean, you'll see the power of this when you start using it. The third game changer are the ignition packs. Now, what are the ignition packs? The ignition packs are done for you niches. They are done for you product selection. They're done for you demographic data, detailed demographic data. It's done for you report on social influencers. There's 500 of these things. We've been building them over the past 6 months. We've invested $75,000 to create all 500 of these. You're getting access to all 500 of them. Each one of these is between 10 to 15 pages long. So you're looking somewhere in the vicinity of 5,000 to 7,500 pages of market intelligence done for you, identifying the best opportunities for you to dive into right now. I mean, this is a game changer. If you can see how powerful this is, type in number 1 in the chat box. The reason we put so much time and effort into creating the ignition packs is because we've seen over and over again that for whatever reason, choosing a niche, choosing a product, it's a stumbling block for people. Maybe it's even been your stumbling block. Maybe you've stumbled at this in the past, okay? But you're not going to stumble this time because we've got you covered. The fourth game changer is the accelerators. We've got a store builder, an audience explorer, ad wizard, fulfillment robot, a super funnel builder, fill in the blanks funnel script, and much, much more. These are all designed to help you get results faster and easier. And we've actually got more things in here as well, which I'm not even mentioning. But this is a sophisticated suite of different software tools that help streamline a lot of the different parts of the business. I'll give you one example. The fulfillment robot will automatically fulfill your orders as they come in just a matter of seconds. Okay, that's going to save you hours of time, especially when you're doing dozens of orders per day. Vulcan is game changer number 5. Now, anyone who has got any experience with Facebook will tell you that it's absolutely critical that you understand how to interpret Facebook data. If you can't do that, then you're always going to struggle creating profitable Facebook campaigns. So what Vulcan is like a marketing supercomputer that controls your campaigns for you with machine-like precision. So what we're trying to do here is eliminate human error. It's like having an ad guru, an advertising guru that works on your team and is automatically crunching all the numbers, all the important metrics from your campaigns, slicing and dicing all the data, and then telling you, look, you need to do this, you need to do this, and you need to do this. There's so much data that Facebook gives you, it can be overwhelming. But Vulcan takes all of that into our secret proprietary algorithm, slices it all up, and tells you exactly what you need to do. So it saves time, eliminates costly errors, and makes you money. So between this and the niche packs, the ignition packs, this is another one of those key things which will make or break your business. Type in number 1 in the chat box if you feel like maybe you didn't succeed in the past because you didn't know how to interpret the metrics, or maybe you did know, but it was just complicated. And don't feel bad about this, by the way. Jesus, I'm someone who's fallen into this trap as well. It's easy to get stuck on this thing because it can be complicated. But Vulcan eliminates that hassle for you, and nothing exists like Vulcan on the market today. You're going to love this. It's got a value of $4,997. We've got the Operations Hub as well. This is in North Carolina. This is a warehouse and operations center, so it's in the United States. If you don't live in the United States, this is going to be an absolute godsend for you because it means that you've got an address that you can use for whatever you need in the United States. You can use it to fulfill your orders. You can use it for your product returns. Oh, by the way, it's not just for people outside the United States. It's also for people that do live in the United States, okay, because this is a professional address that you can use. And we've got a team there on the ground who are trained in doing all of these things. So how do you process a return? They do it for you. What if you want to fulfill orders? They do it for you. What if you want to store bulk stock purchases? They do it for you. It's not realistic for one person just to say, okay, I'm going to rent an entire warehouse, okay? It's just not, one person just can't do that. It's very expensive to do that. And then to have a whole team of your own, it just doesn't really work. But we can do that because we're operating this on a large scale, and we can extend that benefit to you, and that's exactly what we're doing here. Game changer number 7 is the Alliance. This is a members-only Facebook community. To be honest with you, this is more like a family, okay? It's like a whole bunch of people, like-minded individuals who are working the same business model, helping one another out, sharing ideas, sharing tactics. It's amazing. You know, every morning, Steve and I always talk about this. Every morning we go into this Facebook group, we have a look around, and we see new success stories. It's amazing. It's uplifting. It's motivational, and we're in there every single day helping you out, okay? And then the 8th game changer is the coaching. We've got an unbeatable support team in place. We've got a technical support team. We've got expert coaches in the background. Steve and I are also in there in the trenches replying to emails. It's not uncommon that you'd get a reply from us. Perhaps you don't even know it's from us sometimes. We've got you covered 100% of the way. If you're worried about anything at all in this business model, don't be. We've helped thousands of people build successful online businesses in the past, and we can absolutely help you solve any problem that you may have. The support we provide you with here involves a huge investment of time on our part. What we're basically doing is we're saying, look, we're dedicating ourselves to work with you for an entire year, okay? An entire year. That's got a value of $9,997. We charge $12,000 a year for coaching, and you're getting not just access to us, but to our entire team as well. So I just want to put that in perspective. Now, we've got 3 special limitations, 3 special bonuses available for you today. We've got the Brain Trust recordings. This is access to a private meeting that we held in Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago with some of the super sellers from last year's program. And what we did was we sat down, we analyzed every important facet of the business. We brainstormed together. It was like a think tank. And we recorded everything. And we summarized everything. You're getting the entire footage. It's about 6 hours worth of footage, all organized into, you know, easy to consume content. You're getting everything. No one has seen this before, okay, but you're getting the opportunity to see it. Crowdforce, this is how we reverse engineer a lot of what our competitors are doing, and you can also use it to drive traffic, special software. And you're getting another super seller presentation. This is one of our super sellers who came to speak at a mastermind event that we ran. and he explained how he's doing over $4,000 and over $5,000 a day in his business, and how he grew his business at lightning speed. So there's two different videos there you're going to get access to. They are recordings from our mastermind event that we ran. So the bottom line here is you're getting absolutely every single thing that you could possibly need to run your business. We've got all bases covered. We have worked incredibly hard. We've put a lot of thought into this to make sure that we've got everything covered. The blueprint, the command center, the ignition packs, the accelerators, Vulcan, the warehouse in North Carolina, the Facebook group, the coaching, the bonuses. It's got a complete value of $33,000. And we've invested over $400,000 in developing all of this. And that doesn't include all of our money that we've spent on testing. Now, when we shut down our program about 10 months ago, we had 13,975 people left out in the dark on the waiting list. They missed out. Our personal time is being invested here, so we can't take thousands and thousands of people into this program. This is extremely limited. We also have a limited number of those ignition packs that I spoke about. The spaces are filling up fast. It will shut down as soon as we hit capacity, just like it did in 2016, and we have no plans to reopen this time. Okay, this is immensely valuable. You won't pay $33,611. You won't pay $14,997. Now, just think about this for a second. I want you to put this in perspective. If all this does is get you to the point where you're earning, let's say, $3,000, $4,000 per month profit, would it be a good investment to spend $9,997 in? Or if all this does is allow you to clear your debts, pay the rent, pay the mortgage every single month, buy the food, do all the shopping, would it be a good investment? Hopefully, you can see that it would, okay? But you won't pay $9,997. You won't even pay $4,997. You get complete access today for 3 payments of $997. Okay. In fact, you can get started for even less. The link is on the screen there, 100kfactory.com/go. You get a $494 discount if you take the one-time payment option. So if you go to that link, check out that it works, 100kfactory.com/go. Go to that link. You've got 2 payment options available. One is a one-time payment option of $2,497. The other is a 3-part payment plan. Regardless of which option you take, you're going to get everything in the members area to get you started immediately. Okay, we are 100% committed to your success. We'll do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to ensure that you succeed. We've got a 100% money-back guarantee. You've got 60 days to test this thing out for yourself. And that, by the way, is plenty of time to see the money rolling in. So you have no risk here because you can actually implement the system, see the money rolling in, and you know that it's working. And if you don't see the money rolling in, you can just get a refund. You know, and we don't stop there because we're going one step further because, you know, we know that, you know, you might be thinking, well, that's great. I've got a refund guarantee. I'm 100% covered for the investment of 100K Factory Revolution. But what happens if I follow the training and I just can't get it to work? Well, we've got a double guarantee here for you. Not only are we offering you a 100% refund, but we're also offering you $500 cash on top of that if you can't get this to work. As long as you follow every step of the training without deviation and actively use our support system and our tools and our resources, we guarantee to buy back your business for $500 if for some weird reason you're unable to make sales. Okay? We want to change your life, but you have to take the leap of faith. We're doing everything that we possibly can to make this a no-brainer for you. We're giving you all the tools. We're giving you the keys to the kingdom. We're giving you this absolutely insane refund guarantee where not only do you have 60 days to test this out, but, oh, by the way, if it doesn't work, then we'll be able to give you $500 cash back on top of that as well, okay? Don't wait any longer. Spaces are filling up very fast. We started taking people into this program on Monday. We're getting very close to capacity now. And, you know, we are very limited to the number of people that we can actually help. So go to 100kfactory.com/go. Don't wait any longer. Don't wait one more day to, you know, just to think about this because you really could miss out on this if you do that. You know, you risk letting technical issues, life, anything else get in the way. Okay, so go there now, 100kfactory.com/go. Log into the private members area, watch the welcome video, get started with the pre-class materials, and get ready for kickoff. Okay, you can condense your learning curve from years into just 12 weeks. That's huge. It took me 2 years to get to the point where I was earning enough to quit my day job. What we're talking about here is in 12 weeks, you'll be earning plenty to be able to quit your day job if you wanted to do that. Okay. Now, we have got a special bonus on this workshop, and if you've already jumped in the past, at some time in the past, I'm going to make sure you get this as well, but we have got a bonus for 20 people. The next 20 people to jump in are going to get this special bonus. If you're jumping in right now, type in number 1 in the chat box. If you're in the process of jumping in, if you've already jumped in, you don't have to type anything. I know you're in, and I'm going to make sure you get the bonus. But if you're in the process right now of jumping in, type in number 1. I can see Tony, Ewa, Jenny, Jen, Lindsay, Scott, Jim, Keith, Diogo, Martin, Rose, Roxanne, Pamela, Chris, Dana, Carolina, Key, Christine, Linda, Dennis, Felix, Terry, Matt, Becky. Okay. If you're in the process of jumping in right now, just type in number 1 in the chat box. I can see your name there. You're going to get these bonuses. It looks like we've got over 20 people, but as long as you jump in right now, I'll make sure that you get these bonuses. We'll extend it up to 30. That should be enough to get all of you in that. We're just typing that. Do me a favor, guys, and once you have actually, all of those people that are ones, go to 100kfactory.com/go right now and sign up. And once you've done it, type confirmed in the chat box so that I know that you've gone ahead and jumped in, okay, and I'll be able to add you to this bonus pack. So, Bounce Breaker is the first bonus, and that's got a value of $97 per month. We actually sell that for $97 a month. It's a state-of-the-art conversion suite. Bounce Breaker allows you to build dynamic pop-ups, attention grabbers, ribbon-style announcement bars, countdown timers, and much, much more. You're getting lifetime unrestricted access to that. And you're getting 100 extra ignition packs. Now, hopefully you can see the value of these. Hopefully you can see how much of, a shortcut these are giving you, because you're getting 100 extra niches, 200 extra pre-selected products, all of the demographic data handed up to you. So this is like an extra 1,000 pages of market intelligence. And you're also getting the chance to jump on the success panel. This is a Q&A success panel, and get all of your questions answered, not by Steve, not by me, but actually by the students who started a year ago and have built these phenomenal businesses. So, guys, when you go into the members area, you won't actually find any of this you won't actually find any of these special bonuses in there already, because we need to upgrade you so that you can actually see them, and we're going to need a few days to do that. Which is why I keep asking, type confirmed once you've jumped in. Type in number 1 if you are getting in right now. You're not in yet, but you're getting in right now. Type in number 1 in the chat box, and I'm going to make sure that if you do that, we'll make sure that you're added to these bonuses. Now, if you are not in the process of jumping in, but you're thinking about it, type fence. You're not in the process of jumping in, but you are thinking about it. Type fence. And then just type why you're on the fence. What is it that you're thinking about? Maybe you've got a burning question. Now is the time to ask us that question. Okay, so Samara, I can see you're on the fence. Now is the time to ask that question. Julie says, I want to get the okay from my husband. I totally get that, Julie. Where are the dropshipping products coming from? Samara, it's not just one place. They can come from a range of different places. To start with, we do use AliExpress because it's so easy, which is in China, but it doesn't have to be there, okay? Jenny says, I just registered. I'm just trying, we've got so many people here. I'm getting a bit overloaded, but we will get there. Rose says, I need to confirm with my partner.
Somebody's asking about American Express, and I don't it's funny that I think it's the form itself, because the form looks like it just says Visa, but it does take American Express. So I've actually seen people say that before, but it definitely. Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. You could put American Express in there,
and you can also use PayPal in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve, do you see some questions? I mean, there's a ton of questions rolling in, but specifically, I'm looking for people that are asking these questions because I know a lot of people are on the fence. Jeffrey says, can I enroll before I make the payment? Well, you need to sign up and make the payment. That's part of the enrollment process, Jeffrey.
Yeah. Dee Dee's got a question. Don't Facebook folks look at these stores' products as scammy? They don't. The stores are, are really just very efficient, very clean, but professional. I think people are pretty hip nowadays to the fact that there's not a ton of risk for shopping online. It's not like, people are going to, run away and steal all their money or something. So they know they're very well protected. They know that, they're protected from people taking their credit cards and doing unauthorized charges. And I don't think this problem really exists that much, that there's this, huge suspicion of websites. In fact, I know for a fact it doesn't exist because all I have to do is point to all the people making a great living using this model. So, no, it's not an issue.
Yep. I saw someone asking there, Steve, just about other costs. What kind of budget do they need to begin with?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we work really hard to make sure that there's not, a lot of extra costs. Certainly for us, there isn't any. We don't have any cross-sells, upsells, downsells, whatever. And there's no incremental charges for us. It's not like you only can do one website or something. You have to pay us more. So nothing from us, but there are some incidentals for the business itself, a website. So you're talking about like $10, some hosting. We would like you to use Shopify. We think that makes sense for most beginners, but we have a special deal with Shopify, so you're going to get that for free, at least at first. And really that's it. Then the only other thing would be an ad budget for doing some testing, but you're talking about tens of dollars there as far as order of magnitude goes. So it's really, really, I don't think any business could say absolute zero, but it's pretty damn close. So.
We've got another question here, which I can get. Someone is saying, how many hours per week will I need to invest to make this work? I'll tell you what our students have done. People like Ricardo, he typically does about 2 hours a day on this. People like Thorsten, who started, he's got a full-time job. He started with just 7 to 8 hours per week. It really depends on you and depends on how much time you've got to invest. Obviously, the more time you put into it, the faster you're going to be able to scale your business and see results. But if you're a busy person and perhaps you've got a full-time job, perhaps you've got a family to look after, if you can get 7 or 8 hours per week, then I think that's fine to begin this. And it's actually designed to go at your own pace. Another question we sometimes get, which is kind of related, is I need to go on I'm going on vacation for the next 2 weeks. What will I do? That's absolutely fine as well. You can still jump in now and catch up after you get back from vacation, because all the training that we do is available in the members area after that as well. It's always available there. I saw another one. What happens after 1 year? Do I have to renew? No, you get lifetime access to this program. And we're not just going to ditch you on the support either. We're still helping all the people that were with us last year. Steve, I've been flagging a few questions within the ReadyTalk question section. Maybe you can find some good ones there. Not sure if you're muted or something, Steve, but can't hear you at the moment.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was muted. Sorry about that. Yep, I'm back.
No worries.
Yep, I'm just looking for some ones in here that. Okay, so I think we just answered this one about the software and tools and support. How do you get around China's long ship time? Well, first of all, you don't necessarily have to. A lot of these guys are just using AliExpress, and they would report delivery times of anywhere between 10 and 20 days or something like that. And what the key is actually is to manage customer expectations. So the software sends them an email, and it's right up front when they're placing orders as well, and simply says, "Hey, we got your order. Please, allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery." And people understand that going in. So I understand why people get concerned about that. And by that I mean people who are worried about it from a starting this business perspective. But all I can tell you is I can point to the facts, which are huge businesses are built on that delivery time over and over and over again. It's not a problem. You just need to manage expectations.
Steve, one of the common questions we've got here, there's obviously a lot of people here who are part of the Ultra program. Maybe we could just talk to them a little bit and explain some of the differences. I mean, I don't know if you want to take it, otherwise I can take it.
Well, I mean, I think what it is, the difference is maturity, and there's actually a whole video in the members area that kind of goes over this, but what the differences are and why I think it's such a quantum leap from last year. But it's about maturity, and it's about new tools from the ground up, and a whole new process of training people better and better, and also new tactics and techniques that have been developed over the last year from testing and getting together with the brain trust and all that kind of stuff. So, things change, and hopefully we get better every single day, and certainly year to year. So, really, I think the headline is a brand new program built from the ground up, brand new software built from the ground up, and a way to really just completely turbocharge your efforts. Yeah.
A couple of other things which are, in my opinion, absolutely key here are the ignition packs. I mean, these are 100% done for you. I mean, we're doing so much of this process for you. It's just not funny. I mean, we're doing practically every part of the process for you. Let's have a look at this diagram here for a moment. Hand pick a product. You've actually got that done for you because we've got 500 ignition packs, and if you're jumping in right now, make sure you get that other bonus as well. So you 600 ignition packs, that's 1,200 products. And by the way, inside those ignition packs, you're also getting step 3, which is identifying your buyers, because we've got all of the targeting done for you in examples with screenshots actually showing how it's all done. So number 1 and number 3 done for you. Installing your store, that's also done for you. And we're not doing it, you're welcome to use any platform at all, but we're recommending Shopify this time around for a bunch of different reasons. That's done for you because we've got an optimized store that you can install at the push of a button. You're welcome to customize it in any way you want. It's your website. You've got 100% control of it, but it's done for you, okay? And then if we look at step 4 and 5, a huge difference from last year is Vulcan. So 100K Ultra didn't have the ignition packs. It didn't have Vulcan. If we look at this diagram here, you'll see that the command center, 100% new this year. Vulcan, there's nothing like it that exists, period, okay? The ignition packs, that wasn't there last year. There's nothing that exists like this, period. It's completely new. The blueprint has evolved. I mean, Facebook has changed. I mean, the world of online marketing and e-commerce is constantly evolving at, lightning speed, it seems. And we get better and better and better. I mean, if you look at the success stories that we've had and how these, we're learning a lot from these people as well. So there is just a huge number of things that we're doing differently right now than what we did in 100K Ultra. So if you were a member last year, I would absolutely recommend that you upgrade to this because, it's just going to pay itself off, 100 times over as long as you actually follow the system. It's streamlined, it's simpler, and it's better, and it's more effective. And so much of it is done for you. So for those people that are asking about that, Steve also mentioned this. There is a video specifically for you in the 100K Ultra members area. I would recommend you go and have a look at that and get the information in there. And would love to have you on the inside. So how much is a typical ad startup budget? We run our ads at $3 per day when we're testing, Terry, and we scale up from there. Yvette, I'm not sure what your ticket is. I haven't seen your support ticket. I'm sorry about that. Is the training in the back office now. Steve, you want to take that one? The training is in the back office now.
Yeah. So sorry about that. My phone is acting up. I apologize for that. It keeps putting itself on mute. Yeah, we've got a bunch of the training in the back office right now, and there's plenty to do, I guess is the point. That's for sure.
Yep. Seeing what else we've got here. Do I need to have a registered business in the US? No, you do not, and it doesn't matter where you are. Is access to the software, tools, and support just for 1 year? You get access to everything for life, and obviously the personalized coaching. We kind of say on the slides here that you'll get the personalized coaching for 1 year, but in reality, the reality of the matter is that we're not just about to up and ditch you. But by the way, 1 year is plenty of time to have this up and running and be a complete expert where you don't actually need the hand-holding from us. How do you handle a return? Well, you just do it through our operations hub, our warehouse.
Somebody's asking about product liability. Is that something I need to be concerned about, like, marketing a product with a defect and you weren't aware of the defect? That is, we've been doing this for a long time, and we know tons of people that have been, and there's never been a problem with anything like that, even close to it. So that's just not an issue.
Steve, I just highlighted one from Angeliki for you to check.
Okay. Got it. So, and there's some variations of this question out there. Basically, what happens if today's applicants use the same niches that you offer? Wouldn't your students be competing against each other? And, on the list of things to worry about, competition with other members and other people on Facebook and all that kind of stuff is pretty much like last on the list, because there's such an embarrassment of riches of products and traffic to go after. Even if you're marketing the exact same product, you're probably going to be going after it in a different way, because there are so many different people on Facebook. There's so much volume. And then the amount of products that you can even pick are just limitless. We give you, thousands of products, but there are, really the whole idea is to teach you how to find your own products too. And it's not like you have to look hard. There's essentially an unlimited supply of these products out there. And there is essentially an unlimited supply of traffic. And so when you combine those two things, competition is just never an issue at all.
I put a couple more questions in there, one from Linda that you might want to get, and a few others as well, Steve.
Yeah, let's see. I joined the 100K factory in June of 2015, but fell off the wagon due to finishing my doctoral thesis. Well, there you go. Let's see. How is this different from the course back in 2015? Well, it's even more different than the 2015 one, that's for sure. Because the 2015 course, although it used a similar traffic methodology, the monetization was completely different. It wasn't actually about selling physical products. And so the 100K factory methodology has changed. It's night and day since 2015. The 2016 to 2017 is a different kind of change. It's not a change in business model. It's not a change in monetization method. It's a refinement and a dramatic, just increase in the tools and effectiveness and the training and that kind of thing. So definitely worth moving from 2015 version as it is moving from the 2016 version. Somebody's asking about taxes. Do I need to add on U.S. taxes if selling in the U.S.? My business will be in the U.K. If you're in the U.K. and you're doing this model and you're marketing to the U.S., you don't have any U.S. tax liability, and that includes sales tax. Now, it's a little different than Amazon because you don't have what's called a nexus. You don't trigger a nexus in the United States. So you're all good. You're all covered. You don't have to worry about any United States taxes. Let's see. So Barbara's asking, can I start the training first thing tomorrow morning? She's out there tonight. She didn't think she'd be signing up for something. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. You can, you can absolutely go at your own pace, and obviously everybody has their own lives and things that are going on, and I mean, for sure, yeah, definitely. Let's see, just looking through these ones that you had flagged here, Ed.
Yep.
I think I got that. Do I get full control of the design and functionality of my website? Absolutely. You own the websites. We don't own the websites. We have no involvement with your business other than to teach you how to do this model. So these businesses are yours. We don't own the domains. You're not doing anything with us. We don't stand in the middle between the suppliers or anything like that. We just train you and show you how to do it, and it's your business. You can sell it. You can do whatever you want. Get your kids involved, that sort of thing. Already since my question. Let's see. I don't understand. This is a great question. I love the phrasing of this question. I don't understand how you can sell physical products without having any physical product. That's a great question. I'm going to throw this up right here. So imagine you got a guy right here over on the right-hand side. He doesn't have any product. He's got none. He's sitting in his remodeled kitchen in Scotland. So somebody comes to his website, and they want to buy one of the products that he's advertising on his website. He doesn't have any of them, but he's advertising them because he knows he can get them. So somebody puts in the cart, they buy it, and then immediately he gets money in his PayPal account. So what he can do is just go right over to AliExpress, and he can order exactly that thing that this person wants, and he can send it from the manufacturer directly to that person. It's all included in the price. He gets a tracking number and all that kind of stuff, and he pays the manufacturer, the supplier, much less than what he collected. And he never sees it. He didn't have the merchandise before he sold it, and it goes to the supplier, or it goes to the end customer, and everybody's happy. So that's how it works. Somebody's asking.
I just wanted to get one from Kudtu, I think that's how you pronounce it. Kudtu was asking just about a live session that we did for our members a couple of hours ago. Look, we opened the doors to this on Monday, right? And we wanted to give the people that had already jumped in a chance to get started in this. So we did a live training for them this morning, and if you're jumping in right now, then obviously that live training has been and gone, but you're going to get the replay, and we're going to be doing another live training with you very soon. So don't be upset if you feel like you've missed something. You absolutely have not missed something. All we did this morning with our members was a bit of housekeeping, brought them up to speed, and we're going to be doing the exact same thing with you. But these guys were already in the program, and we wanted to help them hit the ground running. So I just wanted to address that. Rick, there's no fees for you using the warehouse in North Carolina. We've got you covered for that. What else got there, Steve?
Let's see. How do we join the Facebook group? Well, no problem on that. We're going to go through that, and we'll explain how you do that. You have to be a member to join it. So it's all very clear in the members area. So don't stress about that. Let's see.
I just got a question for people. If you're still here, there's still hundreds of people here, right? Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people here. We're over 600 people here right now, for example. If you're still here and you've already jumped in, you probably don't need to be here. You could go in the members area and start working, right? So you can probably leave the call. If you are still here and you haven't jumped in, but you're thinking about jumping in, you just haven't quite made up your mind, type a number 2 in the chat box. You're thinking about jumping in. Oh, we have to give away the $5,000. Okay, let me do that right now. So I am looking at the list. Now I understand why so many people are here. So the winner is... Now I understand. Okay. The winner is, and I'm just working on my random calculator here, random number generator. The winner is Zelda Smith. Zelda Smith. Congratulations. Please type your email in the chat box, Zelda, and we are going to be giving you $5,000 So congratulations to you, Zelda. That's a nice little surprise for you, I bet, today. So congratulations, Zelda. Okay, so going back to what I was doing, a lot of people are still typing 2 in the chat box. You haven't quite made up your mind, but you're thinking about it. The thing I want to stress to you guys is that soon it's going to be too late to make up your mind. If you just keep waiting, it's going to get to the point where it's too late, and you're not going to be able to you're not going to have a chance to get in because it's closed down and we're working with the members. We're getting very close to capacity now. We would love to have you on the inside. I mean, I think the results that our students have got really do talk for themselves. I mean, they speak for themselves here. This is a program that clearly works. It clearly works, okay? And I think you've seen that by all the different case studies we've shown. I mean, we've got a ton of different testimonials from people that clearly works. But you have to make that decision. You have to put at some point, you have to put some trust in us. You have to put some faith in us, okay? So, guys, if you're thinking about getting in now, we're not here to try to twist your arm. We're here to just show you that this is a complete no-brainer. I'm going to do one last recap of the system, and then we're going to end this call right here, and we're going to hop off. So, and by the way, I feel like by the end of this call, if you're still thinking about this, you should just really try to make a decision, because otherwise you're just going to keep thinking about it and you're just going to miss out because we're going to close down the doors. So pay some attention while I work through these 8 components here, and hopefully you'll be able to make an informed decision and you'll see that you've got no risk whatsoever. The first game changer is the blueprint. This is the secret recipe. It shows you how we do everything. Okay, it shows you from A to Z, step by step by step, how we do everything. We've got a live case study. I haven't even mentioned that. We've got a live case study. We've got like a guinea pig that's coming along in the training step by step by step with us. You're going to find out all about his results. He's called Mr. J. He's working through. So there's a whole bunch of things inside the blueprint that we haven't even mentioned. But rest assured, we've got you covered 100% of the way. The second thing we've got is the command center. This is how you build your website, run your business, and you'll run your businesses from here. It takes care of all the heavy lifting for you and allows you to do all kinds of different things, like fulfill your orders, install your websites, and much, much more. The third game changer is the ignition packs. Look, you're not going to fail because you couldn't find a niche. You're not going to fail because you couldn't find a product. You're not going to fail because you didn't know what to do for targeting, because we are doing that all for you, okay? So if you've slipped up on that in the past, then you're not going to slip up on it on this time around, okay? The accelerators, the store builder, the audience explorer, the ad wizard, the fulfillment robot, the super funnel builder. We haven't even spoken about the super funnels. But if you are someone that uses something like lead pages or ClickFunnels, you're going to be able to eliminate that monthly cost, because we've got an equivalent tool which is designed for e-commerce and can also make all those fancy squeeze pages and opt-in forms and all that good stuff as well. And it's the super funnel builder, okay? It's an advanced strategy that we use, which is why we haven't been speaking about it that much in these training programs, in this training webinar, I should say. Vulcan is a game changer when it comes to slicing and dicing your data, crunching your numbers, okay? Nothing like this exists, period. This is brand new, built from zero. It was built from an idea, okay? The Operations Hub, this is the warehouse in North Carolina. Getting access to that. To the Facebook group, this is amazing. We call it the Alliance because it really is like an alliance. Everyone is on the same team, helping one another. Steve and I, we're in there every single day. And the coaching. We are on your team, ready to help you. We promise to be there right by your side for an entire year. Some people are saying, well, what happens after a year? Believe me, if you're working the system, you're going to have a very, very lucrative business within 1 year, and that's going to be the least of your worries, okay? You're getting the special bonuses, the 100K Brain Trust recordings, Crowdforce, the Super Seller Secrets presentations, and much, much more. This is 100% proven to work. It's been life-changing for so many people. Anyone can do this, and now is the time to jump in on this. You've got everything to gain here and nothing to lose. Take the leap of faith. If you've got some burning desire down inside you and it just feels like this could be it, then do it, because you've got nothing to lose. What's the worst that could happen? Just ask yourself that. What's the worst that could happen? You're not going to lose any money because you've got absolutely zero financial risk, and on top of that, we're giving you our $500 cashback guarantee. So worst case scenario, you've got 60 days to test this out, implement the system. If you're not getting sales coming in, if you're not getting results, you can get a refund and $500 cashback. And 60 days is plenty of time to be making money from this. The only thing that we need of you is a little bit of your time and some of your trust. Put your trust in us, invest some time. Doesn't have to be a huge amount of time. 6, 7, 8 hours per week is plenty to get started. And believe me, it's time well spent. You can make a business that changes your life, changes your family's life. But you have to jump in. You have to take the leap of faith. Guys, we are wrapping this up right now. If you've just jumped in while I've been talking, or if you are about to jump in right now, just type me in the question box, because I want to be able to congratulate you. I can see Barry, David, Darren, Luke. I'm amazed. We've still got over 500 people on this call. Lisa, Santa, Kenneth, Felix, Audrey, Vivian, Nolan, Dennis, George, Johnny, Christopher, Tom, Jamie, Oliver. Guys, thank you so much for putting your trust in us. We don't take that lightly. We know it's a big deal. We know it's scary. We know it's intimidating. We know it's exhilarating at the same time as well. So we are super excited to get on the inside and start working with you. So, guys, thank you once again. We are ending this now. We're going to jump off this call. It's been a pleasure being here with you, and we look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks very much.
Take care.